Hi, this is 365801 and this is day 1 of the 25 days of manga for 2020. Now I did a little bit of decorating in my house today, so it was starting to feel a little bit more festive, but I'm also trying to tidy up as well, so my house actually just feels more of a mess than usual. But at least it's looking nicer. Now for day 1 of the 25 days of manga, I just looked at the top line of the bingo board and chose to read a digital only manga today. I was originally going to purchase some Sachi Murakami work that was on Renta for sale, but I thought, no, just save your pennies and read a digital title that you have already purchased and haven't read yet. I have a few of them, and I did make use of the 801 day sale that Sublime had back in August, and I purchased 2 titles that I haven't yet read, so I decided to just go with that and read those. Now, the first title is Void, and this is by Ranmaru Zaria. The translation of both of these titles is by Christine Dashiell, which is quite interesting because it doesn't usually happen like that. Void is kind of an interesting one. It's about sex dolls, so you would expect there to be explicit content, and there is. And it's a Ranmaru Zaria title, so you'd expect there to be explicit content, and there is. There is a lot of smut in this one. This is very porn-like, and you know what? That's fine by me. The story does seem a little bit sort of like I've read it before. I mean, I'm not saying I've read a lot of sex doll manga, but I've maybe read a lot of BL doll manga in my time. So yeah, it's not exactly something new. There's usually some sort of tragic backstory. It's tragic because, you know, does the doll itself develop feelings, that whole ghost in the shell type thing? And there is an element of that in this story as well, but I don't want to spoil it for everyone. Let's just have a look at the artwork instead. Now, it is a Ranmaru Zaria title, so you would expect certain things, and you do get her style, but it's a lot more raw, much like the sex. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of sex in this. Anyway, the art style is very rough. It's one of her her earlier titles. So yeah, don't expect the polished work that she's producing now with Coyote, but it is still very nice to look at. It's a nice, solid story. It's in one volume, and you feel like you're satisfied at the end. Very much like, you know, a BL uke. Yeah. So yeah, Void, it was good. The artwork was nice. The story was okay. It wasn't anything groundbreaking or fantastically unique as from a BL perspective. But it was still very nicely done, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I just flew through it. So yeah, I definitely recommend Void if you're looking for a digital only title. Now, I know we're only supposed to be doing like 1 volume a day, but because I had purchased both of these titles at the same time, I thought I would just go on and read this other one as well, and that is The Boy Can't Help It, and that is by Tae Hido, also obviously by Sublime, and the same translator again. Now, this is not a one-shot story like Void, it's actually 2 different stories. And I have to say, I think I preferred the first story much more than the second one. The first story is The Boy Can't Help It, so that's the titular story, and it is about 2 guys who have been friends since high school. One of them is gay and out to their friend, and he's a bit of a man whore. Aki and June, I think they're called. And yeah, he just kind of gets a little bit too intrigued when he accidentally comes home and finds his gay roommate having sex with some random stranger, because he's actually a bit of a man whore as well. Turns out, of course, he's been in love with his roommate the whole time, but because he's not gay, in air quotes, he hasn't ever made a move. But because he's a man whore, he's also incredibly intrigued by the face he makes when he's having sex and the way he has sex. And he just thinks, you know what, that looks like an awful good time. I want to get me a little bit of something of that as well. And I just absolutely loved it. It was just a silly, comedic, very sexy little story, and I kind of wish that the whole volume was just that one, because they were hilarious and very fun, and I just had a great time reading. I think it was only like 3 chapters, but so much fun. And of course, little chibis, and I loved the little chibi faces. And the drawing was really interesting. The art style had a sort of, I want to say one of the characters looked a little bit like Descending Stories. It has that sort of feel to it. I don't know if you know, like, the artist of Descending Stories. It kind of had that feel to it from the anime. Anyway, one of the characters did, the other one didn't, but it just had that nice feel. I really enjoyed the first one. The second one, though, had kind of a little bit, it was too odd for me. Like, this obviously mentally disturbed person with someone who is just a little bit too positive and too upbeat and could totally take it. I mean, perfect for each other in that respect, but also a little bit too odd for me. So I won't go into the second story so much, but I definitely loved the first story. It was very fun, it was very sexy, and their dynamic was just lovely. So far today, I know I've only supposed to be reading 1, but I did read 2 digital only mangas, and that was The Boy Can't Help It by Tei Hido and Void by Ranmaru Zaria. So check them out if you are interested, and stick around, so hopefully I'll be uploading more videos for the 25 days of manga. Remember to check out the hosts, I'll link them down below in the description box. So thanks for watching this hopefully very short video, and if you have read either Void or The Boy Can't Help It, do comment below and let me know your thoughts on these 2. I don't know which one I'm going to go on to next. I'm really looking forward to doing the rest of the 25 days of manga. Are you? Should I do my catchphrase? Every day is a BL day. Ooh, did you get secondhand embarrassment there? Yeah, sorry about that. See you next time. Bye.